Hi everybody. In today's video you're going to see this really cool Fallout chess set. 3 Funko Pop figures that I bought. And a tip or two on what not to do when driving to a Goodwill. Could it get any better? Don't go anywhere. I was on my way to the first Goodwill and I decided to get gas and get my car washed. I have a tip for you guys. If you're going to go get your car washed, please do not leave the back window down. My neck is soaking wet and I learned a valuable lesson. I drove the rest of the way to the Goodwill with my windows down so I could dry off. Well, now that I'm here, this first aisle wasn't much. Nothing was interesting me. But at Goodwill's, you got to look everywhere. Up, down, sideways. You never know where the treasures are. I saw this thing called speed stacks. Speed stacking is a sport. These are not drinking cups. They were $2.99, and I knew I could sell them, so I took them. First thing I saw in this aisle was this duck decoration. It was pretty cheap, so I passed on it. Then I saw this clock, but when I turned it around, it had that plastic mechanism that I warn you guys about. Just pass on those kind of clocks. This was a dog leash. It had no price, but I ended up getting it for $2.99, so I ended up buying it. I walked on over to the toy aisle. I saw these couple of action figures. I didn't know exactly who they were, but if they weren't in a box, they weren't worth much anyway, so I just put them back. Then I saw this Michael Jordan plaque. It had the card in it in the safety protective case, so I wanted to look that up. Then I went back to the aisle and I saw another plaque. This was Garrett Anderson. I don't know exactly who he was, but I wanted to look up him also. And then there was a third one. I don't know who this guy is. He's a hockey player, but I was going to look that up too. So they were in my cart. The rest of the aisle didn't have much to see, so it was time to move on. I walked down to the other end of the toy aisle, and then I saw this soccer ball. It was from the Brazilian World Cup. It was Mark Dirchland. It was a souvenir. It was only $2.99. I thought I'd take a chance with it, so I put it in a cart. Well, that was all I could find at this store. Oh, I ended up putting back 2 of the plaques. I only kept the Michael Jordan plaque. And then I headed up to the cashier. Here we are outside the next Goodwill. I've never been here before, so I set the GPS and I headed out. Well, about 20-25 minutes later, I ended up on a cow farm. That should tell you that you should check your GPS before you just go heading out. Now, I could show you 15 minutes of me trying to escape a mad bull chasing me around the field, but that wouldn't fit the theme of this video. So, number 2 tip, check your GPS. I learned another valuable lesson, so I'll meet you inside. Even though I was very tired from narrowly escaping with my life from that bull, I was also very excited because this was a brand new store and everything in here was going to be new to me. So I kind of put the bull incident behind me and I headed inside. Since it was the first time at this store, I figured I'd give you guys an idea of what the store looked like. It was nice, it was clean. It was an average sized store, but it really looked like it had some decent merchandise. So I was heading towards the first aisle. I'll see you over there. The first thing I came across was this end cap. It had clock after clock on it. Most of them were cheap clocks with those plastic backs. The mechanisms are just so cheap. They look good until you turn them over. So I just passed on all these clocks and moved to the first aisle. This next aisle had some pretty good stuff on it. I saw this teaching mug. Didn't interest me, so I passed on it. As you can see, the quality of this stuff is pretty good. Couldn't make any money on it, but it was nicer stuff than I'm used to. Then I saw this mug. It said, "The world needs more Canada." If it says it on the side of a mug, it must be true. I saw this Tampa Bay Buccaneers mug. It was $2.99. I thought I'd look it up, so I put it in the cart. The next aisle was more glassware. See this Minnie Mouse mug? Well, I'm not going to show you it. Okay, I'll show you. It was $2.99. Her arm was the handle. I thought that was pretty cool, so I kept it. I walked on over to their toy aisle. First thing I saw was this mask. It was probably a Halloween mask. Their toy aisle was definitely not as nice as their ceramics aisle. They had some toddler toys. Didn't interest me at all. I did see this Jurassic World limited edition DVD set in a collector's tin, which was also a lunchbox. For $3.99, I figured I could make money on it, so I put it in the cart. Well, it's time to leave Claremont. But I'll be back, because I really like this store. So I headed up to the cashier. But don't go anywhere, because there's more treasure hunting ahead. Well, here we are at the next Goodwill. It's a little bit closer to my house. It's also a fairly large store, so it usually has a lot to look through. So let's go inside. I walked right over to the toy aisle because I saw so many more toys than usual. Probably because this Christmas season's over and they were trying to get rid of their stock. First thing I saw was this Funko Pop. It was $4.99. I looked it up. It was going for $30, so I kept it. I went back to the shelf and I saw another Funko Pop. This one was going for about $25. It was also $4.99, so I kept that too. I went back to the shelf and there was a third one there. This one wasn't as expensive as the others, but as a set I could sell them, so I kept it. I broke into this video to discuss these Funko vinyl pop figures. This company was started in 1998. It started out making little bobbleheads and figures that no one cared about. Then in 2011, they came out with their pop line, and the collectors went crazy for these. Some of these can go up to $1,000, maybe a little more. And one of the interesting facts about these is if they're blue, it means they're an original. What Funko does is they put out their originals. Then after a while, they do what they call vaulting. They put it in a vault. And then a little while later, when they re-release them, they unvault them and they put them in black. So obviously, the more popular ones are the blue ones. So if you see these and they're in blue, look them up. You might hit a home run. Hope that was helpful. Now back to the video. I continued searching the toy aisle. I came across these loot crates. There were two of them. They were $3.99. But every time I look them up, they're never worth money. And these were no exception, so I put them back. Quick update on the Funko Pop figures. I sold number 285 for $24.95 plus $4.95 shipping. I listed it, and within 10 hours, it was sold. So not only did I make a good profit, I made a fast profit, which is the secret to this business. Now back to the video. Then on the shelf above, I saw this Disney trolley. I thought this had a chance to be worth some money, but it wasn't, so I had to pass on that too. Then I saw this fashion studio by Creativity for Kids. It was $4.99. I looked it up. They were going for about $25. This was new in a box, so I definitely wanted this. I couldn't get away from the toy aisle. I just kept finding toys. This was just a chess set I didn't want. I saw this Star Wars. It's a book and magnetic play set. It was only $2.99. I figured I'd look it up. I ended up putting that back, by the way. Then I saw this Hot Wheels. It was $5.99. It was called Blaze Blast. It was going for $25, so I kept that too. Further down the aisle was this car kit, but it was empty, so I just passed on it. Didn't even bother looking it up. Then I saw this Nerf gun. It was $4.99, but I don't like to pay more than $3 for my Nerf gun, so I passed on it. Next to it was this Transformer. It was $4.99. I looked them up. They're going between $15 and $20. I had a cart full of toys, so I added one more. On the way out, I saw this strawberry shortcake music box. It was cheap, but when I opened it, it was broken. But right next to it was this HP 45 ink cartridge. It was $3.99. I looked them up. They were going for $15, so I took that. Quick update on the HP ink cartridge. I listed it for $13.95 plus $4.95 shipping. I got an offer for $10.90 plus shipping. So I took the offer because it was a quick profit, and now I freed up my money to buy other things. Let's get back to the video. I continued to take all my toys and head up to the cashier. This was definitely a good day here. I'll see you guys in the car. Well, as soon as I got outside, it started to rain. I didn't want to get these toys wet, so I figured I'd take this time and show you the receipt. I paid $37.38 for all these toys, which was a really good buy. So as soon as this rain stops, I'll meet you in the car. Wow, that was one of the better toy finds I've had in a long time. It seemed like every 10 feet I was going, I was finding another toy. I even found a lot of toys off camera that I was looking up. It was just toy after toy. I guess they had put out all the toys they hadn't sold for their holidays, but I took full advantage of it. That $37 I spent should be close to $200 when I'm done. Well, it's time to go to the next store. The rain's starting to die down. I'll see you there. Well, this was definitely going to be the last store of the day. And just like all the other stores, they had packed their toy aisle, so I had to go right over to it. I saw this Transformer. It was going for $1.99. I looked it up online. They were selling for $15, $16, so it went in the cart. I continued down the toy aisle because it seemed like I was destined to find toys today. I saw this mask, but it wasn't, I couldn't use it. And then I saw this ice skating rink. It's by Carrolltown. I've seen them before. This particular one, they were only asking $3.99 for it, and I know they go for about $40. But when I looked in it, it was missing all the skaters, so I had to put it back. Well, at least this wasn't a toy aisle. Oops, there's a toy. It was just a collector's tin. I put it back. This next item was by Yankee Candle. I used to be able to sell them, but for some reason I can't sell Yankee Candles anymore, so I passed on it. Then I saw this Winnie the Pooh stocking hanger. It was only $1.99. That was very cheap. I've seen them before, so I kept it. Quick update on Winnie the Pooh. I listed it for $14.95. I got an offer on it for $11.95 plus $7.95 shipping. So I took the offer. I made a little bit extra on the shipping. And all in all, it was a nice profit, and it only took one day to sell. Now back to the video. Well, by the time I hit this aisle, I was ready to go home. This was just some IQ game, wasn't worth much. This tin was empty, so I just passed on that. A little purse for kids. I couldn't make money on any of those items. Then I saw this Fallout game. I think it's a copy of a kid's video game. It's a chess set with all the characters from the video. So it was $2.99. I thought I could make money on it, so I took it. Well, today is over. So if you enjoyed this video, please click the subscribe button and don't forget to tell a friend. Happy hunting, you guys.